Welcome on in, guys. Three bold takes again. Welcome to another prediction video for week 10 of the college football season. But before we do that, we need to thank our partners over at SeatGeek for giving us a discount code for $20 off your first purchase. That discount code is three bold takes, all spelled out one word, three bold takes. Again, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. But let's move on to the ACC here. We have a team in Clemson who is hosting Louisville, which, oh, by the way, Clemson is sneaking around that top 10 ranking mark after being beat in week 1 by Georgia. Similar to Texas A&M, kind of been staying under the radar, except Texas A&M has two now top 10 wins on their resume. Clemson does not. However, this is going to be a good opportunity to further solidify their chance to reach the ACC championship game. They come in as an 11.5-point favorite at home. The over-under is 61.5 with a 67% chance to win. Chase, does Dabo get it done again and make another appearance in the ACC championship?
Man, I'm so glad you came to me first, Freddie. I was fired up about this game. Let me tell you guys, fired up, guys. Let me tell you. So when we talked earlier this season, we did some overreactions. I said Clemson has the chance to be the 2022 Oregon team who got absolutely decimated in their first game against Georgia and then rattled off win after win after win onto a 10-2 season, 10-3 season, something like that, 11-3, whatever. I don't do math correctly all the time, guys. That's why I talk. Anyway, Clemson's doing the same thing, guys. I told you. And it helps a little bit when you're probably playing the bottom 6 teams in the ACC, which is already one of the worst conferences out of the Power 4. You played NC State, Stanford, Florida State, Wake Forest, Virginia. Probably the worst set of teams you can have, and you won. Look at you go. Cade Klubnik, though, deserves his flowers. He's gotten a lot of heat for how he's played the last couple seasons, but he's got 20 touchdowns. Freddie corrected me on the SMU Pitt stat that I had. I thought Holstein led the country in touchdowns thrown. Klubnik is actually up there with Show from Louisville, which is hilarious that they're going to play each other. So that's already going to pinpoint what's going to happen in this game. A lot of passes are thrown. Clemson's offensive game, the run game has come on here of late. Maffa has been a good fill-in for Will Shipley. I think their offensive line has had some movement, which is really going to help them. They haven't been some of the running games that they've had in years past, like with ETN and others, but it is coming on here late, and they're doing a really good job this season. I think it's going to be a true test. Clemson, however, has not played a lot of great teams in their route to an undefeated conference play. They haven't played the level, but it's an ACC schedule. You're not going to get a whole lot of great teams here. I think their best game that they're going to have is one that is later on in the season against Pitt. For me, though, I'm just going to keep it clean and easy. I'm going to answer Freddie's question. I think Clemson gets it done here. They eventually are going to have a way to get to the ACC championship game. They got Louisville here. They have Virginia Tech and Pitt on the road the next 2 games after that, and then they have the Citadel in their rivalry game with South Carolina. I think Clemson gets it done in this game. It's not going to be a pretty one. I think this is going to be a lot closer than other games. You gave up 31 to Virginia before the bye week at home. I think Louisville does a little bit of the same. I'm going to say probably a 34-27, 34-24 kind of game. Clemson's still going to win. But is it going to be as pretty as some of these other ones where as a Clemson fan, you can let your zipper down, breathe a little bit, have your gut out, I don't know. Clemson, though, will take it. I got them there. Quinn?
All right, look, you highlighted something I want to talk about. Look, Clemson, I like them to win this game. And I agree with you. I think they win it by about a touchdown. I think Louisville's going to be a competitive opponent. It's going to give them fits for the first half, maybe 3/4 of the game. Clemson pulls away late. However, and this is something that we just kind of been messing around with here in the break after we got done talking to SMU Pitt, because for those of you who hadn't seen the video, both I and Freddie went SMU on that game. That's a nightmare scenario if you're a Clemson fan, because Miami, SMU, and Clemson are all currently undefeated in conference play, and none of them play each other, which means you open up the potential for all of them to finish undefeated in conference play. Now, if you're a Clemson fan, you go, so what? Okay, tiebreakers. You don't want tiebreakers, Clemson fans. All right, because Chase just laid it out for you. You have not played a super hard ACC schedule. All right. Both SMU and Miami have played a harder ACC schedule. And when you compare common opponents between all three, there's only 2 teams that all of them will play against. All of them are done playing Florida State. Okay. SMU beat them by 26. Miami beat them by 22. You beat them by 16, which means you're already at a disadvantage because of that series. Now you look at Louisville, that's the other team all of you are playing. That's the game you're playing this weekend. Both Miami and SMU won by 7, which means if you're Clemson, you need to win this game by 14 points minimum. That way you are not stuck at the whims of SMU and Miami's schedule playing out. That's the real thing that I'm seeing here is they need a 14-point victory over Louisville.
Yep.
I don't think they get that. So we'll see what happens to Clemson down the stretch. I just wanted to make everybody aware of this weird scenario playing out in the ACC right now. But I do like the Tigers to get it done. Louisville hasn't been what I thought they were going to be this year. I thought they were going to have a chance to be a sneaky ACC title game appearance team, just like they were last year. Turns out those teams this year are Pitt and SMU.
Yep.
So give me the Tigers to get it done against the Cardinals. I like them by 7 points, which would be nightmare fuel if you're a Clemson fan.
Yeah, so the thing about Louisville this year is they have played teams close. Even if they lost, right, it's been a close game. You mentioned the Miami, the 7-point win, or the 7-point loss, excuse me. You lost to 7 against SMU. You lost to 7 against Notre Dame. So it looks like the 7-point margin is where Louisville is staying at whenever it comes to losses. Now wins, you look at the other direction, 4-point win against Boston College, a 4-point win against Virginia. Wow. Louisville, if you are a fan of Louisville, 7-4 is your lucky numbers. All right, put that on a lottery ticket. Go have some fun. I think Clemson beats them by more than 7. I do. I like probably a 12 to 13-point win here. I think they cover the spread of 11.5. And again, as Quinn just mentioned, nightmare scenario for the Clemson Tigers here with the spread being 11.5. I think Clemson is 11.5 points better than Louisville. However, Louisville has seemed to play up to their competition against teams that they are, far, I guess, inferior to. But I think it ends here. 6:30 at home for Clemson in Death Valley. Give me the Tigers to pull away with a win and cover the spread of 11.5. So we've got a clean sweep here. The Clemson Tigers taking this game and continuing their run post Georgia loss earlier in the year. That's been impressive. Getting back on track there. So thanks you guys for watching. Again, SeatGeek. Discount code 3BoldTakes. You get $20 off your first purchase. Shout out them for giving us and you guys that code. Use it, save your money, and help out the channel while you're doing it. Appreciate you guys watching. This has been the last prediction video that we've done in Week 10. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy this weekend of football games. Peace.